Hey everybody, Alucard 2089 here again, and we're going to be playing some Saturn stuff tonight. Got a hankering for some fighting games, so going to be playing a few fighters tonight. Not sure really what all we're going to play, but probably mostly going to be fighting games. So going to be checking out quite a few of the ones I haven't played yet as well. And we got Rover here. What's up, Rover? He's first, and some other people probably be rolling in here in a second. Before I get started, I'm going to have a little bit of beer. Finally sitting down for the day. I've been running around all day since about 10 a.m. And I'm ready for a beer. It's been an awesome day though. Finally got some awesome music equipment, stuff I've been needing to get for years and just couldn't afford it and stuff like that. You guys might have seen pictures of it in the Discord. As soon as I wrap this up, I'm going to be jamming out a little bit. So, Brandon Wallace is here. What's up, man? I think the first game we're going to play tonight is going to be X-Men Children of the Atom. I've been wanting to pick this one up for a long time. And I love all the other Capcom fighting games that I've played on the Saturn. I played around with it for just a couple minutes before I started, and this is actually my first real time playing it. Seems pretty awesome so far. Ring Fit Master's here. You stuck at work, can't stay for long. Well, I hope you have a good night at work, man. And I'll probably be here for a couple hours. If you can come back later on. Alright, getting the game started. I've got the US copy of this on here. I don't know if there's any differences in the Japanese copy and this one. I can't remember if this game in particular can use the 4 megabyte RAM card or not. So I might need to get the Japanese one, I'm not sure. But the game looks awesome so far from what I've seen of it. I've played a lot of X-Men versus Street Fighter, and honestly, most of the time I pick X-Men characters. So I think I'll probably like this one a lot. Group battle options, so I guess that's the, maybe that's like the tag team mode. Oh, okay, so this came out before the RAM cards even came out. Alright. I started out trying it with Psylocke. I think I'm going to pick her again. 'Cause she's got some pretty cool moves from what I've seen. I only played like one level of it just a little while ago. Rover says this game's AI is cheap as fuck. Yeah, that was pretty close.
Round two. Fight.
Got her that time.
Round 3. Fight.
One more quarters here. What's up, man? And cheers yourself, my friend. I know I'm having a beer. Ring Fit Master says, I prefer Wolverine and his Mexican garage attack. Yeah, I like that too. He's one of my favorite characters in these games.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh man, this level's got environmental hazards. What? How did that happen? Manuel Nito's here. What's up, man? Good to see you. Is there Iceman in this game? Giant ice balls rule. I don't think he is. I think he is in one of the games. I believe it's in Marvel Superheroes or Marvel Superheroes versus Capcom. I think that maybe that's the game. I think he's in one of them. Rover says Psylocke is stacked and packed. Yeah. Charlie Ward's here. What's up, dude? I'm actually playing the US version of the game. I was contemplating on whether I actually needed the Japanese version. Oh wait, I think you're right. That does look like Iceman. This is actually my first time playing it, so. Daniel F's here. What's up, dude? UBO's here. What's up? Rover says, when Cyclops does his sure you can wannabe move, it sounds like he's saying, Jesus Christ. Brandon says he is in this one. Alright, but Iceman. He's right there on the screen. There he is. Oh, okay, so Charlie says the Japanese version is the only region that has an unlockable, playable Juggernaut. Awesome, dude. I'm going to have to download that one because the Juggernaut's a pretty sick character when you learn how to use him. You know, he can be pretty overpowered. couldn't even move.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Rover. It is, the AI in this game is kind of cheap. Rover says, I used to smash the hell out of people in X-Men vs. Street Fighter with a Juggernaut / Zangief team. Yeah, they're both killer. That's pretty awesome, Charlie. Yeah, now I really want to download the Japanese version of it.
Round 1. Fight.
Got his ass that time.
Round 2. Fight. You lose. Round 3. Fight.
Manuel Anito says the Saturn is a 2D powerhouse. Look at this near arcade action. Yeah, definitely, man. That's why I love the Saturn so much. Charlie says the game difficulty of this game is proper intense. I have to always turn this down to the lowest setting. Also, the damage these combos do in game are huge. Check out Maximilian playing this game. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Damn, I've went through a beer already, and it's only been 15 minutes. Brandon Wallace says, just looking up stuff, you can unlock Akuma in this as well. Never knew that before. That's awesome. Yeah, I know he can be unlocked in Marvel versus X-Men versus Street Fighter. Rover says, I want to fight. Is that parrot that was just in the background? Hell yeah. I'll read the other comments here in a second after this match here. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. It lets me pause it before the thing starts. A lot of fighting games don't do that. Charlie says it's a great game overall, but it's not arcade perfect. Plus, the cheats to play as Akuma and Juggernaut are very difficult to do. I personally play the arcade version via MAME and use cheats to play as Akuma, Juggernaut, and Magneto. Yeah, I think I have this on MAME. I'll have to check that one out too. Manuel Nato says it's not a parrot, it's a Brazilian Arara. That's pretty interesting. Daniel says if you're playing fighting games tonight, you gotta play Street Fighter 03. I do have that one. We can definitely play that one. Sorry, Maru's here. What's up, man? Rover says parrot is easier to say, and I still want to peck people's faces off with it. Charlie says the Saturn version is far better than the PS1 version. Back in the day, I would have owned the Japanese Saturn release, but now times changed and the arcade version on MAME with multiple cheats are better. Yeah. The AI in this shit is cheap. Because it's like it knows like the milliseconds it takes for like certain shit to happen. You know, like when he did that special, like when he did it, like he knew when I wasn't going to be invincible anymore or whatever, like from trying to get up and it was still going to hit me, you know. Elvis Rose here. What's up, dude? I'm gonna keep trying though. When I played it right before the stream, I think I fought I can't remember what his name was, the Silver Samurai guy, and I beat that dude.
Round one. Fight.
With Cyclops, it looks like you have to hit him with fucking low attacks quite often because he blocks the upper attacks a lot. That's fucking cheap.
You lose. Round two. Fight.
Rover says X-Men versus Street Fighter is a way better game than this, in my opinion. I think it's a lot more balanced based on what I've played so far. Charlie says same can be said for Marvel superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and Marvel versus Street Fighter. Fantastic Saturn ports, but not worth it anymore when MAME has everything: English text, arcade perfect, and cheats. Manuel Nito says best characters: Iceman, Cyclops, Psylocke, and Wolverine. Yeah, I could definitely see that in this game. Charlie says, however, fighters that are still worth owning for Saturn are Street Fighter 03 and Vampire Savior. They're better than the arcade with added content. I love Vampire Savior too, man. I got 2 copies of that, actually. I've got the one with the no insert in the back, you know, the one that came with the 4 megabyte RAM card, and then I have the regular edition too. Manuel Nito says, I believe in emulation those games run better in CPS emulators. Yeah, that's possible. Rover says, Cyclops' cheapness is nothing compared to Sentinels, though.
Round 2. Fight. You lose. Round 3. Fight.
Fuck yeah.
You win.
Getting somewhere now. A little bit. Charlie says, I'm only telling you all this as I recently was rearranging my Saturn games collection for my satiator memory card. Don't forget the Saturn can only have so many save files, so I want only Saturn exclusive games for my Saturn now or superior ports. Yeah, that makes sense, man. For sure. He's like fucking monkey jumping. Ah, shit. Well, that caught me off guard. Soromar says X-Men vs. Street Fighter also came out some years later, so that's to be expected. This was awesome. Back in the day, though, yeah, definitely, man. I still think it's cool. I like the character selection in this one too. Rover says Psylocke and that killer booty. Yeah, I noticed. Hard not to, right? Yeah, Sarva's got some awesome streams. He's played probably all of this stuff too on stream before, and he's turned me on to a lot of games I didn't know about as well. Watching his streams, you know.
Round one. Fight.
And I do have Vampire Hunter on here as well. I haven't played that one yet. I've played a ton of Vampire Savior, but I haven't played that one yet. So I'm kind of curious how good that one is.
Round two. Fight. You lose. Round three. Fight.
Rover says fighting games aren't my forte, so I don't stream them much. Soromaru is a much better player of Fighterz. Yeah, he's good at fighting games. Daniel says Vampire Saber's fun. Charlie says it also helps that PS1 emulation is very good on Android on an NVIDIA Shield over Saturn right now. Yeah, I can imagine it'd be kind of hard to emulate Saturn stuff right now, except for basically just the Polymega. I think I don't know how far I'm going to get in this one. I might actually pick another game, because I don't want to be struggling for too long on some of these battles. You know, trying to stream and trying to play a few games. So I think we might actually go ahead and switch it. I know a few people said Street Fighter 03, so I guess we'll switch over to that one. I'm just going to power cycle the Saturn real quick, and we'll get back into the menu. The satiator menu, I mean. And I have played Street Fighter 03 just a little bit, but not a whole lot. I think it froze. Let me power cycle it one more time. Every once in a great while it might do something like that, but there's really nothing wrong with it. You just gotta power cycle it again and it'll work fine. Charlie says, this game's difficulty will stress you out. Yeah, play Street Fighter 03's exclusive mode, Reverse Dramatic Battle. I definitely haven't spent enough time with that one yet. There we go. Yep, thanks, Rover. I appreciate it. I probably was just about to forget that. All right. I'm Borderlines here. He says, finally, The Rock has came back to San Diego. I mean, hey, what's up? And I know this one goes for quite a bit now, but I can kind of see why it does, though, because when I played it, I was like, holy shit, it's a killer game. Manuel Nito says, what about some 3D awesomeness? Try Virtua Fighter 2. That's actually another one I need to try out. I haven't played it yet. Daniel F says, V-ism is what broke this game. You know, I'm still not familiar with all that stuff, too, because I played Street Fighter a lot when I was a kid, like, you know, like the Super Nintendo one and stuff like that. But honestly, I haven't really played Street Fighter a whole lot, and I'm still kind of going through them and like actually trying to figure out stuff about them. I did spend a night playing this one, and I really did like it, but I still don't understand like what the ism things are. You know, I know it's probably like a certain style, or maybe it has something to do with like the special moves or something. I'm not really sure how all that works, but still haven't figured everything out yet.
Street Fighter 03.
Borderline says, today was pretty unlucky for me, but it ended up being alright in the end. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad it turned out good. Charlie says, I moved a lot of my Saturn games to either MAME or PS1 versions, if identical or better. My Saturn list is lowered, but still plenty of Saturn exclusives and better versions. Cool, man. Charlie says, I was glad to see the Parodius games run well on PS1 because GQ Osabiri on Saturn takes up a whopping 92 blocks of save file for the Saturn. Oh, okay, awesome, Daniel. Thanks for breaking that down for me, man, because I was wondering what that was, like what the styles were. I figured that was kind of probably how it worked, but I definitely need to spend more time playing these type of games, just all the Street Fighter games, really, because I love the control setup too of like how the Street Fighter games are, and I feel like all the other fighting games that I really like have that type of style, you know, like that type of combo setup and special moves and stuff. I do still like stuff like Tekken, but man, Tekken and stuff like that is like really hard to master. It feels like, you know, just the timing, the perfection and the timing you have to pull off some of those combos is just insane in some of the Tekken games, you know. But I still love them. I still play them. Or well, I haven't played any of the newer ones. It's I think the last one I played was Dark Resurrection, and I've only got that on the PSP. And that's a good game, but it's hard though. Borderline says, pre-epism, that's an erection that stays longer than 4 hours. Charlie Ward says, personally, the Saturn community continue to do amazing things. FRAM is great, so your save don't disappear when the lithium battery dies out, but I wish someone would hack the Saturn with more save slots. Yeah, that would be cool to do. I know one of the limitations of the Satiator is because of that too. There is a save file manager that you can get, and you can save, like, you know, your saves to an SD card, or what, you can't save them directly, but you can back them up to the save file manager thing. It's basically the same thing as using a regular memory cartridge. Like this one right here, I've got the Tokimeki Memorial green save cartridge. It's basically just like using one of these. So if you run out of space, you got to put this in, you know, transfer your stuff over to this, and then you've got some free space, and you kind of have to just go back and forth, you know, moving your saves back and forth when you want to. And the save manager tool basically works the same way, because that's the thing about it, is they you know, would have to really get into like that part of it, like the FRAM part of it, to actually be able to get that to work, and it'd be a lot harder to do, or they kind of said it'd be like damn near impossible to do, really. But who knows? There's been a lot of advancements with the Saturn over the last couple of years or so, so who knows? We might see it one day. Brandon says, can you use the save game copier on the satiator like you can on the mode? Yeah, I think that's probably like similar to that. It's probably a similar type of thing, like the save manager type of thing. Charlie says, I know you can back up save files to an official memory cartridge / action replay, but since installing my Fenrir, my cartridge slot seems to no longer read my action replay. I don't know if the slot's dead or if the Fenrir makes it incompatible. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest. I know that this is just what I've heard. Like, I don't know this for sure. This is just stuff I've heard on the internet. But I've heard that the action replays, that the PCB is not rounded the way that it should be on the two edges, like where the part goes into the slot. And I've heard that if you're inserting like an action replay off and on into your Saturn slot, that it can actually ruin the slot or make it where it's hard to read it and stuff like that. So that could also be a factor, maybe. I haven't confirmed that myself. Like I said, it's just stuff I've read on the internet. But Borderline says, do you have the latest firmware? Charlie says, I do have the latest firmware. And take another sip of beer and we're going to get started.
Select your character. Select your fighting style.
Charlie says, I also bought a satiator for one game. Alucard knows the one. I'm crazy. And I can finally play that one game again, but I can't get my damn Saturn cartridge slot to work even when booting to the satiator. Yeah. Bug? I think it was the Bug game, right? RK Games is here. What's up, dude? But honestly, though, I really need to play these games more because I honestly don't have enough experience in them. Trying to do the one special move. For some reason I can't get it to do it. I probably should have picked Ryu. At least I know his moves pretty well. Charlie says, there's always something going wrong. Before I bought this pre-installed Fenrir console, I once owned a PAL switchless modded console with 50 and 60 Hz, region free and backup compatible, but I sold it. Borderline says, I want to try Ultraman, but I'll need that extra card. Yeah, man, I remember you. We were talking about that several months ago. The games that actually have, you know, a 1 megabyte RAM cartridge with actual save data on it, so you have to have that specific cartridge to make it work. Miss Emily Survivor's here. How's it going? Camp Survivor says, dropped a like just trying to figure out how to get my gifts to work on fucking Twitter. I know what you mean, man. Thank you for coming by. Cassie says, what's up, dude? Howdy, chat. I hope everyone is doing well and has clapped the like button. Thank you for coming by, man. Emily says, I keep falling out and getting lost in his belly button. Saru says, Ultraman has been patched to use the 4 megabyte RAM card. Now, that's cool, man. I'm surprised I haven't came across that yet, actually, because I know that, which one is it? King of Fighters, I think it's 95, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 95 or 96. You have to have the one like that. Okay, yeah, Brandon just said it. Yeah, because me and Brandon were talking about that file, because I shared that in the Saru Discord when I found it for KOF 95. Yeah, I'll have to get that one. Nick's here. What's up, dude? I don't know how to do like the super specials or whatever.
You win! That's great. Super excellent.
Sarah says I'm rewiring my game room, so I got Alucards in the background. Cool, man. RK Game says, what is the best low-cost Saturn ODE? I have a Saturn with a bad CD drive and would love to put one in a mode. I've heard good things about the Fenrir. It's a lot cheaper than the mode. I don't know all the specifics on it, but I know a lot of people in the Saru crew have one or have had one at some time, and you know that they would probably know better than I would. But this is the only one that I've ever had myself, the Satiator. So this is my first one, and I love this one. Rover says, Cammy versus Rose. Oh, the irony. Screw the Net says, oh yeah. What's up, Screw the Net?
Nobody blames. Try or die.
I blocked it, but I was too low on health. I still don't know how to do like the super specials or whatever. I'll probably figure it out at some point, but this one doesn't have a move list. Charlie says, Fenrir is what I have. I've tested all the main must-have games. I have no incompatibility with it other than bug 1. 1 fails to boot, and recently I found glitches on Minnesota Fats and Voice Idol Maniacs, Pool Bar Story, 2D pool billiard games by Data East. Strangely, graphics on that game are messed up. Huh. Rover says supers are probably going to be double quarter and attack, or quarter and all 3 attacks. I think it's probably going to be all 3. I'll try that out and see how that does. Charlie says, however, most of the must-have games have been played through to completion by me and work fine. So I'd say compatibility is about 95%. That's still not bad, man. He says apparently mode has 100% compatibility, but I don't know for sure. Emily says, I want to braid Alucard's hair into pigtails. and want to put Halloween spiders into Cassius's beard. Girls used to love doing stuff with my hair when I was in high school. I don't even know if I have it now, but in one of the yearbooks I had, they made me have a big afro one day when we didn't have anything to do in gym class, and my hair was like fucking out to here. It was like a humongous afro. Like my hair was as long as it is now back in high school, and it was like a gigantic afro that I had for one day. Rover says, the only game that matters to me is on the Saturn is Dark Savior, so I'd get whatever plays that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still not figuring out how to do this, the like super specials or whatever. Because I tried hitting all the buttons like that, but it's not doing it. Well, fuck, I did it somehow there. I don't know how the hell I did it. I did that one from button mashing. Charlie says, Satiator hasn't really been all that much by me personally, even though I own one. I only use it for bug in the 2 pull games, maybe Alucard. Can you help more with Satiator compatibility? I mean, honestly, the only game that I know of that was having issues, and Satiator does have a Discord channel as well that I'm in, and this is on the website too if you go to satiator.net. The only game that has had any compatibility issues with is Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. That's the only one. And I did get it to work on mine, although it did take me a couple of times of trying it. They say sometimes it'll crash while you're playing it. But there was one time where I tried it a couple times and it did crash, and I tried it, I think it was like the 3rd try or something, and I was able to play through the entire arcade mode without it crashing or anything. Now that may have already been fixed. I haven't updated the firmware in probably about 3 weeks on there, but they're constantly working on that stuff, and I've tried probably at least half the games that I've downloaded, and I haven't had any issues, unless it was a file type that wasn't supported and I had to replace the file itself. Other than that, I haven't had any problems. It's been great so far. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Fenrir team and how to contact them about that part. Emily says, I want to do doll doll makeup and dress up on Maryland. That'd be pretty cool. Especially like the horror type of makeup. You know? Be cool. Charlie says, they say on their site that they work, but they don't. Oh, I see. Charlie says, when I first got my Fenrir, I had problems with Gokujo, Parodius, and Winter Heat, but they have since been fixed. There were really weird issues too. Gokujo automatically selected a character at the select screen and winter heat played like normal, but the snowboard minigame would crash the machine. Hey, Stadium Arts is here. What's up, man? Ringfit Master says, I need help. I'm dealing with a very bossy coworker. Anyone got a coffee double? Well, when they tell you to do something, just be like, yeah, okay, yeah. That's probably what I would do. I like that music on this stage. Go for broke. Nick says definitely just be very agreeable. See, when I do it, I'm just kind of do it in like a passive, sarcastic kind of way, I guess you could say. Just like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. You know. Ringfit Master says, is this Alpha 3? Yes, it is. Or Street Fighter 03, sorry. That's the game. Ringfit Master says he's got a North American copy on his Dreamcast. Awesome, dude. Saru says, well, save states are seemingly unlimited, and in-game saves will all let you save the maximum amount that the game allows. Oh, he's talking about the Polymega. Manuel Nito says, Dreamcast is so much easy to play those stuff. I think y'all are still talking about Polymega. I'm not bad with Dalsim as well. I actually really like Dalsim's moveset. I'm not too bad with him. I just picked Cammy because I've been trying to play as her and like get good with her, because I've been playing as her in a few other games too, like Capcom versus SNK on the Dreamcast. Nice. He barely got me. I actually really like the music here too on his stage. Like this whole environment's pretty fucking awesome. Charlie says, Cammy stays with the vocal track. Keep it going is my favorite. Cool, man. I'm not completely familiar with all that, but I really want to play this more, man. It's a killer game. I'm just kind of reading what it says here. So, Dalstein basically said, he's basically saying, at first, before I switched to this screen, he basically said to look inside of his head, and inside of his heart, and the voice of his heart, Eok, disagreeable, basically, he disagrees. He says, can you feel it? She basically says, for me, inside of me, that's not necessary. Sorry, don't know all the kanji here. Now she's just basically telling him to shut up. Shut up, Dalsim. We don't want to hear it. Cammy don't want to hear it.
Nobody blink.
Charlie says, to be honest, the NVIDIA Shield TV is a perfect little emulation box. I'm surprised not a lot of people have bought this one. Full speed and 98% compatibility Dreamcast games, MAME, 8 and 16-bit consoles, Nintendo DS, and PSP emulator. Wow. I didn't know it did all that. Daisuke Jigen, Nick says, was the Saturn graphically superior to the PS1? It really depends on how you look at it. As far as most of the 2D games, yes. The Saturn was a 2D powerhouse. With a lot of 3D games, it didn't really do very well. There are still some good 3D games on the Saturn, but, you know, not too many of them, really. Camp Survivor says, I want a fighting game with the Watchmen in it. That would actually be pretty cool. Yeah, the NVIDIA Shield sounds pretty cool, Charlie. I've kind of been interested in them for a long time. I've never seen one in person, but I've been kind of interested in them. Camp says, I want a fighting game with the collector in it too. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Stadium Art says, if they utilize both BDPs, the Saturn could kick the crap out of PS1. But most devs didn't want to put the work in. Exactly. My good friend that used to run a retro store, unfortunately, they closed. It was more than a year ago now. Probably closer to 2 years ago, now that I think about it. But we used to talk about Saturn stuff all the time. He was a really cool dude. He knew a lot of stuff. He was actually developing his own game as well. After the store closed, I haven't seen him since then, but he was a really cool dude. And hopefully I'll meet up with him again someday. But anyways, the he was saying that basically the polygons weren't really like polygons; they were like squares, you know, like quadrants. And he said that's one of the things that were hard to work with on that console as well for the Saturn. Now I don't know how much of that is true, but that's what he was telling me about it. Camp says the collector horror movie, not the Marvel one. Yeah, man, I knew what you meant. I'm a big horror fan too, my friend. I understand. Manuel Nito says in 3D the Saturn's hell to develop for. Yes, that's exactly what I've heard. Rover says the Saturn was a Franken console. It was hard to work with. Manuel says developers hate Saturn's architecture. Yes, that's so I guess that was correct. What my friend told me, you know, about the game or about the system. Sorry. I have already went through 3 beers, which don't really happen very often, but I kind of needed them today. So you know what that means. I gotta go restock, and I will be back here in just a couple of minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Gonna catch up on some comments while I crack open this beer. Charlie says, I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter EX2 Alpha on PS1 emulation on Shield TV. Love these games. By the way, you heard of EX4, known as Fighting EX layer for the PS4. It's now being ported to the Switch. I believe Ring Fit Master was talking about that in my last stream, or the one before that. I don't know personally if I've seen it, but I am very interested in that one. Nightshade's here. What's up, man? Charlie Ward says, the Switch version is going to be a Champion Edition version. Awesome, dude. Alright, let's see if I can clear the arcade mode, hopefully. Well, he got me that time. Dude, he's doing like mid-air grabs and shit. I wonder if I can do that. Excuse me. Starmore says, gotta go get ready. Catch y'all later. Yeah, man, I'll be in your stream later as well, my friend. I'll definitely be there. I'm not gonna go forever on this stream. It's been a long day, and I might go for another hour or something like that. Charlie says, what's everybody's favorite exclusive Saturn game? Mine is Fighterz Mega Mix. I still got to play that one too. I tested the file to make sure that that it ran well and everything, but I haven't really put a lot of time into it. Well, this guy's kicking my ass. Nick says, I heard Mega Man Mega Mix. I love that comic. I actually haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out, man.
Select your character. Select your fighting style.
I think I'm going to switch to one of these other styles and see if I do better with that. Grover says, guy is cheap as fuck and he has no butt. You're cheap as fuck and you have no butt. There should be a abridged version there. Mellow Wolf's here. What's up, dude? Well, I barely got him, but I got him. Damn.
Select your character. Select your fighting style.
Rover says his profile pic also makes him look constipated. Charlie says, anyone also hear the cock tease announcement from Sega regarding Virtua Fighter esports? All we want is Virtua Fighter 6, but they're most likely just setting us up for disappointment. No, I haven't heard about that.
Nobody blink. Triumph or
See, I'm trying to do those fucking grabs like he's getting on me, but it's not fucking doing it. It's like... Because he was even doing it fucking like mid-air grabs on me. Grab him, motherfucker. That was pretty close. I still don't know how to do like the super specials. I button mashed and did it that one time, but I still haven't figured out how to do it. Charlie says, if guy beats you again, listen to his ending quote. It sounds like he says, bark like a woman. Emily says, I bark and bite. Rover says, guy's gonna get hit by hashtag me too.
select your character. Select your fighting style.
I'm gonna try it on Turbo 1 for once and see how this goes.
You can't give it up. Go for it.
Ring Fit Master says, after last night's stream, were you able to get a glimpse of the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince? I wasn't actually able to, man. I don't know if you saw in the Discord, but today, last night I was basically thinking about so much stuff, man, about today. Before today, because I bought a bunch of music gear and stuff like that, and I've mainly had my mind on that for like a couple of days. But I'll definitely check it out, man. I know I've had to have seen it before. I probably just don't really remember exactly what the game was, but I am interested in it. I'll definitely check it out, man. Well, guys, I think I'm just getting my ass kicked on this game. How the fuck did I grab him like that in midair? I literally didn't even hit the normal grab button. That's what I'm saying. I gotta get used to these more because I don't really know exactly what I'm doing yet. And I know some of the specials and shit, but that's not really enough. If I win this time, I'll keep going. If not, then we'll play something I'm a little bit more used to. Well, I lost. So, I guess we will change over to something else for a while. The killer game, I just need more practice. What I love about these games in particular is the manuals that actually have, the combo lists and shit in them. I'm sure I can look them up online, but Camp Survivor says, you hiss and bite, Emily. I have the bite marks. Charlie says, have you bought anything new on the Switch eShop? There's a huge sale going on. I've almost filled up a 512 gig card. Got 25 gigs left. Wow, man. I did the other day. I did have a physical copy of Dragon Ball Fighterz, and I ended up having to sell it. Kind of funny story. I really needed gas money, and I was about to get paid. This was like over a year ago, and ended up selling it to one of my coworkers for like $20 so I could get some gas money to go home. And I've been wanting it back ever since, and most of the time when I see the Switch version, it's still like full price or something, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to pay full price for it again. And so I know that there was a big Bandai Namco sale going on. I think it still is, if I'm not mistaken. So I did download it, but I was in a hurry too when I did it, and I bought the regular version because I already bought the first Fighterz Pass for it a long time ago. But they've already came out with like 2 more, I think. And I bought it, and then like as soon as I bought it, I hit like, continue shopping. It took me back to the Dragon Ball Fighterz page, and I scrolled down a little bit because I was curious how many gigs it was. And then I saw that the Ultimate Edition was on sale for 20, and I was like, fuck, man. Like, I could have got everything in that one package for 20 bucks, and I fucking hit the button too soon and bought it. But, yeah, I got Dragon Ball Fighterz. I was actually thinking about streaming that one tonight. It's another good Street Fighter type of game. It has the same type of, you know, button layout. You know, the specials and stuff like that are very, very similar to Street Fighter. Very good game. We probably will stream that at some point in the future. I have bought some other stuff recently, but I haven't really even had time to play a lot of Switch games lately. Rover says, "Guy sucks. Even his name's stupid." Charlie says, "Fighterz Mega Mix." Yeah, I can try that one out. I haven't played that one yet, so we'll try that one out. Change the game name here. Wait, maybe I don't have it. Charlie Ward donated $20. He says, "Treat yourself to some great eShop games, mate. Plenty on offer." Sorry, I missed the rest of it. Alright, and my Streamlabs bot is working. I wonder why it's not playing the whole message, though. But thank you so much, Charlie, man. I appreciate it. I'll definitely get something on there. Or we'll put it towards the mode, which is actually what I'm trying to get to right now as well. But either way, it'll definitely be something gaming related, something retro related, most likely. But I will look on the eShop though. If I find anything good that I want on sale, I'll take a look at it. I don't actually think I have it on here, unless I didn't put it in this quick access menu. Let me look and see. Huh. Well, I guess there's an important fighting game on here that I didn't download, so I apologize about that, guys. Looks like there's a ROM I need to go find, but I can't do it now because, you know, then I'd have to. It'd take me probably at least, well, depending on how long the download took, it'd probably take at least 15 minutes to get everything put up, you know, on the card and put it back in here. So that sucks, but I will definitely download that for in the future, and we'll play that again, Charlie. Since you wanted to see that one, I'll make sure to download that one, and we'll definitely play it on the show. Let's see. I was thinking about showing you guys maybe, because I did talk about the compatibility issues with Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter. We could test that out, see how it does, just so you guys can get, you know, a first-hand look at that as well. But like I said, I did get this game to work after a couple of tries, and I was able to play through the entire arcade mode as well. So it may or may not do it, but we can definitely try it and see if it does glitch out on us or something like that. I think that might be a good idea. Because I do want to stick with more of the Street Fighter type of games if I can tonight, because that's what I'm kind of used to, that control layout. See, the game boots up fine. There is a chance it might crash though, so we don't really know yet. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. I'll change the game name here again. And I can't believe I didn't have Fighterz Mega Mix on this. I could have swore I downloaded that one. This will just take a second. I don't think it was the first Marvel Superheroes. I think it was this one, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. I think it's this game. We can test the other one too. But as you can see though, I mean right now it's running fine. But there's a possibility it might crash. And it did. There you go. It just crashed. But I have got it to work going through the whole thing. So let's try it again and see what happens. I think it was after the third try I got it to work. Rover says, featuring Dan, the most useless character ever created. I do have to agree with you on that one. Ringfit Master says, I absolutely love the fighting games on the Saturn. Not sure if you guys knew this, but because of the Saturn's unique resolutions, it makes 2D sprites appear large. Yeah, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. Charlie says, that's a shame, but it's not a huge loss as it isn't an exclusive, and you could just play it on MAME. Yeah, that's true, and like I said, I haven't updated it in probably 3 weeks or so, the firmware, so I'm sure there's probably new firmware, because they've been coming out with like updates frequently, very frequently. Excuse me, so they may have already fixed this, for all I know. I haven't put a whole lot of time into this one either. I guess since I know Wolverine's moveset, I'll get him. And let's go with Spider-Man, just for the hell of it. And we'll see if it crashes or not. Rover says, Mexican Garage. There it was. And the first damn dude I'm fighting is Dan with his pink outfit. Oh, he actually got me. Running good so far. Daniel F says large sprites are good. Yes, they definitely are. Oh, well. I spoke too soon, I guess. but I do need to look and see if there's a new firmware update to this, because they may have already fixed it. I'm not really sure. Charlie says, got to be Norimaru, the bottom middle. Yeah, that guy. I know which guy you're talking about. Ringfin Master says, if Marvel Superheroes doesn't work, X-Men versus Street Fighter is just as good. Yeah, that one works perfect. I have it. Rover says he has a pink gi because it was white, but he washed it with colors. I would not doubt that at all. So, we played a little bit of Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. But it does like to randomly crash on you. Daniel F says, play Astro Superstars. Yes, I do have that one. I can check that one out. Change the game name here real quick. I think I did check this one out for a short period of time. A while back. But a lot of them, I only spent a few minutes with them, and I was basically just testing the file to make sure that it worked, you know. That I didn't have the wrong file type or something like that. Alright, we got a power cycle it again. Sometimes this does happen to where it doesn't go straight to the satiator menu. Not a big deal in my opinion. There we go. Charlie says Astro Superstars is a Saturn exclusive, if not counting the STV arcade board. Yeah, I thought that one was an exclusive as well. And I've got the 4 megabyte RAM card in there. I never heard of this game until I saw Soromaru streaming this not too long ago, and I thought it looked really interesting. I did play it for a few minutes, but I want to play as this girl, Stella, the witch. Brandon says, never played this one. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. Charlie says, by the way, MAME on Android can play some STV games, so I got caught in 2 working on MAME, as well as Golden Axe the Duel, but Astro Superstars don't run too good, so Saturn is the way to go for that game. Cool. Rover says, I'm just here for the boobs. Well, I don't blame you there. Charlie says, made by the same guys who made Waka Waka 7. Emily says, boobs are awesome. Yes, they are. Charlie says, I like the pastel art styles of the characters. I do too. It's really interesting. It's a really good art style for this game. Rover says, if I didn't already know this was a Sunsoft game, I could have figured it out just from the style, which is uniquely Sunsoft. That's interesting. I'm not that well versed. So Rover is the master. Charlie says, my favorite character is the Christmassy girl. I think I know which one you were talking about. Excuse me. Ring Fit Master says, I admit, guys, visually this game looks terrible, but from a gameplay perspective, I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. What do you guys think of the Street Fighter the movie game? I haven't actually played that one yet, but I am pretty excited to play it. I think I'm either going to love it or it's going to be one of those games that it's so bad that I like it anyways. To be completely honest, I think that's probably how that will turn out. We can play it if you want to after this one. Street Fighter the movie game. Ring Fit Master says, I've played only the PS1 version. Charlie says, grade D fights before Third Strike ran with it. Charlie Ward says, quick, change the channel. It might not be too good of a game then. I still want to check it out and play it at some point though. Pretty fun game. I like this one. Pretty cool. Ring Fit Master says Street Fighter, the movie game, uses similar control system to the Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Super Nintendo. Cool, man. I'll have to check it out. Rover says Zangief was such a hilarious buffoon in that movie. I really want to see it now. I saw the Street Fighter movie years and years ago. It's probably been, God, at least 15 years ago. I haven't seen it since then. I'd like to actually go back and revisit that and watch it again. Charlie says Zangief quoted that phrase in the movie. I didn't mean leave your channel. Oh, I got you. Rover says General Bison is a bad guy. Yeah, I think he is. I guess. I'm assuming he is. So this is the guy that, this is the Christmassy girl that Charlie likes here. Yeah, she's little too, so it's like, seems like she can move around faster and avoid being hit. And she attacks with big balls. Snowballs, that is. And it says, Doctor, stop! Stop the doctor. What'd she do, throw teddy bears at me? You think the teddy bears are gonna save you from me? No. Charlie Ward says, slaps you with her sack. Doesn't sound right. I like this game, man. This is a fun game. Charlie says, the big guy reminds me of Gun Rock from Power Stone. Do you enjoy those games, Alucard? I really want them to come to the Switch. I actually have never had the opportunity to play them. I've watched a ton of gameplay videos of it, and I know I'd love those games. I can't wait to get a mode to try them out, you know. I have contemplated on getting the Japanese Dreamcast games. Looks like I have to make a choice here. Well, I guess it chose for me. Never mind. Because I took too long. I do really want to play the Power Stone games. I've thought about getting the Japanese ones, which I'm sure I will one day. The Dreamcast is one of my favorite systems, and I have got a few games for it recently, and Kid Shoryuken has sent me some games as well for the Dreamcast, some import games, and hopefully I can get all the ones that I really want. Not sure if I'll shell out the money for a copy of Border Down, because that one's getting really up there, and probably don't want to shell out that much money for that game. But other than that one, there's a ton of games that I really want to get physical copies of. So, yep, I'll definitely keep on, collecting Dreamcast stuff, and hopefully I can get Power Stone 1 and 2 at some point pretty soon. Or play it on the mode as well. So I know the Japanese ones are a lot cheaper. There was a retro store I went to a couple years ago that had a sealed copy of the first Power Stone. I think it was maybe it was Power Stone 2. I can't remember, to be honest. I think it was the first one if I remember correctly. But it was a sealed copy, and I think they wanted $500 for it. And it was like $400 or $500 they wanted. And it never sold because, nobody wanted to pay that price for it. But I'm sure they're awesome games. They look amazing, and I think I'd love them. Arcade Games is back. What's up, man? Charlie says the only funny reason to own, say, Power Stone 1 in Japanese is to have the main character Falcon called Fokker. I wonder why they changed it. Yeah, man, there's a lot of funny stuff like that in games, and language barrier, Did she just say I love you? What it sounded like she said. You love me, but you're gonna kill me. Or try to, anyways. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how this works. So, even though, like, she was almost dead because of the star ranking, she had a higher star ranking than I do, and she won the match because of that. Super Boost here. What's up, dude? Charlie says the player select screen even says out loud the names in different ways if both players choose the same character. Imagine hearing Fucker versus Fuka. I'll probably laugh, dude. Damn, this chick's got some fucking combos, don't she? God dang. Damn, this chick's badass. The moveset she's got. That's fucking awesome. Even though she's kicking my ass, I like it. I like seeing it, what she can do. Pretty good fight there. Charlie says he likes it when she kicks his ass. She got me that time, though. That special attack I can do is pretty cool, where like you turn him into a flower or whatever. And it's kind of funny because it's like she's turning into a daisy, right? You know how they got the saying, like, you know, you're gonna be pushing up daisies. Like and even my little wand is like, it's a hand, like with a white glove on it. I think it's really supposed to be an ass slapper. Oh. You got me that time. That was a killer move, though. Oh man, you got me again. This is a pretty interesting fight, though. Rover says vocals in the background, just like arena stage. Charlie says, I still can't believe you haven't played Fighterz Mega Mix. I want you to go through and unlock the characters. I don't want to spoil any of the unlockables. Yeah, man, I'll have to check it out. I'll definitely have to download that one. I could have swore I downloaded it. I thought I had it on here, but I guess not. He says, the only problem with the game is it can cause epilepsy with all those colors when a super is performed. I never suffered from epilepsy, but I did get a headache when I last played this game for 20 minutes. Yeah, that's definitely true, man. That's why they had so many, warnings on games, and, now it's probably on most of them or all of them too. Like, the game may cause epilepsy and stuff like that. Or, I mean, not cause epilepsy, but you know what I mean. Like, affect somebody that has epilepsy, like cause them to go into a seizure or something. And, you gonna be pushing up daisies, bitch. I don't know why I find that funny. I've got a dark sense of humor. Alright, finally beat her. Rover says that beam super is way more effective than the daisy thing, but the daisy thing is funnier. Yeah, I like it. I like turning people into daisies. He turned into Satan. We get another fucking animation from him at the end that kind of reminds me of Cyclops in the X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Charlie says this game's super expensive on eBay. Yeah, I've looked at it a couple of times after I saw Saru playing it on stream. I actually looked it up as well on eBay, and I was like, damn, dude, this shit's going for a lot of money. But a lot of Saturn games are pretty expensive, you know. Holy shit, dude. Did y'all see how close that fucking match was? That was nuts. That was so crazy. I actually really like this game. That was really close too. Charlie says actually it's gone down after just looking it up. There's one for 80 pounds. Before it was over 300. Wow. Spine and red cards too, if that's your thing. Rover says, bullshit, you had him. Charlie says, most expensive Saturn game, I believe, is Tadomaru. But Hyper Duel is also going up there as well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, for the Japanese library, Tadomaru is definitely the most expensive Saturn game out there. As far as North American games, or even the most expensive Saturn game in general, would probably be Panzer Dragoon Saga, especially the US version. Now, I know sometimes people can find it for a little bit under $1,000, but I've seen one go for way more than that. Yeah, Hyper Duel is definitely expensive. I mean, that's a $500 game right there. Super Tempo as well. Hyper Duel and Super Tempo are about the same price. Rover says, dude, you could have supered him into oblivion. I know, I was trying to. For some reason it wasn't doing it. I was trying to hit it there at that last part, and for some reason it just I couldn't get it to work. There we go. This music's fucking killer too. There we go. Outsmarted this bastard this time. Charlie Ward says, what's the cheapest Saturn game for the ultimate value? Fighterz Mega Mix, baby. Yeah, Fighterz Mega Mix is pretty cheap. And that's a game that I've been looking at actually for a long time about getting. But I know that one's definitely cheap. Now we're just fucking using the goddamn laser special against each other, hoping one of us fucking wins. That's some funny shit. Charlie says, I find it fascinating that Saturn used to be my favorite console to collect for, and now, once ODEs came out, I gave up collecting now. My biggest physical collecting is now on the Switch. Yeah, I mean, you know, the Switch is my favorite modern console to collect for, definitely. One thing about me, though, is, like, even though I do have the Satiator now, especially the games that I really like, I do actually want to buy those. You know, like any ones that I don't like already have or something, I do want to buy them for sure. But I still love being able to play them on original hardware and shit. This guy's cheap as fuck, dude. Satan Volt, that's his name. Satan Volt. Well, it doesn't look like he knows how to fucking block, though. The devil don't block. He's too much of a man to block. I actually won that one. Now I gotta fight a stick man. Charlie says, Fighterz Mega Mix can now be had for £5, but I remember when the Saturn first came out, my very first import I bought was in Central West London import shop, and it was Fighterz Mega Mix for £70. Wow. But I loved it, and I was never disappointed. Yep, we're gonna fight the stick man. Alex13 Mod is here. What's up, man? Charlie says, I got a good question for all of you. What's the most expensive game you bought which you were 100% happy and satisfied with its value for its high price? And also, what's the cheapest that disappoint? Brandon says, a wiener is you. I'm the wiener. Rover says, someone was sniffing glue when they designed some of these characters. Yeah. He might have been sniffing pencil dust too for, you know, the stick man shit. So Charlie, as far as like, I don't really have a ton of like really expensive games or anything like that. Especially for the Saturn. So like, my most expensive one I have on the Saturn is Symphony of the Night, you know, the Japanese version. And I still really love that game. I know there's, you know, I do have some of the hacks and stuff on the satiator, excuse me, that use the 4 megabyte RAM card and stuff like that. But it's a game I always wanted. When I was younger too, I didn't really even know anything about the Saturn. I was looking at trying to look up stuff, you know, for Symphony of the Night on eBay, and I was just scrolling through like every little thing that would come up on there, and happened to find, you know, the Saturn version, the Japanese one, and I didn't know anything about it, and that was probably honestly, I would say that was probably about 12 years ago. Something like that. It was a really long time ago. And I was like, damn, man, I wish I could read Japanese, and I wish I could, you know, play this game and all this stuff, you know. So I was pretty stoked to get it after a while. I know it has its flaws, you know, the Saturn version. A lot of that's been fixed with the ROM hacks that they've done lately, but I got a pretty decent deal on that one. So I think I bought mine for $120. But I've seen it go for a lot more. And even like 10 years ago or however long ago that's been, when I first found out about it, like all the ones I saw on eBay were like ridiculously expensive, you know. Robert says, long before TurboGrafx 16 games went for stupid prices, I once paid $80 for a copy of Exile with a turbo stick controller, which at the time was a ludicrous price. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's really awesome getting deals like that, you know, especially for at that time, you know, like when you buy that stuff. Brandon Wallace says, I bought Unholy Knight, the Darkness Hunter on Super Nintendo at full price, hoping it was going to be awesome because it was made by S&K people. Totally bad game. Oh yeah, I know exactly what game you're talking about now, man. It looks fucking awesome. That game in particular, it looks fucking awesome, dude. And then I started looking at reviews of it and everything, and everybody says that game is terrible, and I was like, damn, that sucks, man, because it looks so awesome, you know? It looks like it would be an awesome game. I'm gonna get back to fighting Stickman here for a minute, because he's already got the first punch on me. And I won because my star rank was fucking higher. That's funny. I beat the stick man. I guess that was the last guy. I really like this game. Alright, we're gonna let the credits roll. I'm gonna catch up on the chat here a little bit. Rover says back then $80 for that game wasn't a deal, it was a ripoff, but it was an auction and I wanted that game more than anything else. Nowadays $80 won't even get you the damn manual. Yeah, it's I completely understand, man. It's a lot of the games we're after now are definitely worth some money. Charlie says my best for value was FM at 70 pounds, as mentioned. Fighterz Megamix. My worst was Grand Theft Auto 4 Collector's Edition on 360 for 120 pounds eBay when it was super hyped up. I hated it. You know, I've never really gotten into the Grand Theft Auto games. Everybody that I know, and especially people that I grew up with, especially when those games were big and when they were coming out, you know, when I was in middle school and high school and stuff, everybody, that's all they wanted to play and that's all they talked about for weeks, you know, after one of those games came out. And I'm not saying I don't like them. I think I get really bored with them or something after a while. Like, I feel like they're fun for a little while and then I don't want to play them anymore. You know, they're not bad games, most of them, but I don't really get into them. I never have. But Grand Theft Auto, like every time they come out with one, it's a huge seller. I mean, like that franchise is, you know, probably Rockstar's fucking milkmaid. You know what I mean? Like, or cash cow or whatever you want to call. They're probably making more off of that franchise than anything else. And sorry I didn't read the second part of Charlie's comment. He says, but then you could say I did get disappointed buying a lot of shovelware shit on the Nintendo Switch eShop, even if it's on offer at 89 pence. It's just a waste of storage space. Yeah, and it's kind of hard to resist a lot of the temptation of playing some of the Switch titles that are on sale for like $1 or like or whatever, you know. And because I've bought some bad ones that were priced at like $1 or whatever, and I've bought some really fucking awesome ones that I probably never even would have paid attention to had I not purchased them. So I'm kind of glad that I did go through that trial and error process, that gamble, you know, pay $1, you might get a good game, you might get a piece of shit. You know, but most of the time, a lot of the ones I looked at, I think the majority of the ones that I saw now were pretty decent. I mean, I do have like some bad Switch indie games that aren't really too great, but I kind of like really focus on all that stuff and try to make a decision. I'm like, I don't know. Would I get 30 minutes of enjoyment out of it? At least. Would I get an hour of enjoyment out of it? I don't know. You know, but either way, at the end of the day, you know, some of them have turned out to be great. Some of them have turned out to be crap. So, you know. And I talked about this a while back in one of my previous streams. But Nintendo changed their policy to where now you can't actually sell games on there for $1. It has to be $1.99 or more. So a lot of those indie games, we're not going to see them for $1 anymore because they've changed their policy and everything. Screw the Net says that busty witch is enchanting. The redhead too. Rover says lowest price disappointment for me was just recently. It was Honey Pop 2 Double Date. Paid like $20 for it, and it's the first time I've ever wrote a negative review on Steam. Wow. I know about those games. I know exactly what games you're talking about. Charlie says that witch was telling you to play Twinkle Star Sprites. Charlie says, yeah, the eShop is a mixed bag. There's good and bad. I just wish Nintendo would allow you to post reviews and ratings to help the community shift through the shit to get to the good ones. Yeah, I do too, man. That's one thing that I noticed a long time ago because, you know, if you look at Xbox and stuff like that, how it's set up, you can do that. You can post reviews, you know, on there, and I agree. I think there should be something like that on there as well. Brandon Wallace says, I don't think Nintendo is ever going to fix the eShop. They might at some point, but I don't think it's a priority for them at all. You know, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I don't think it's a priority for them. Superboo says, the most expensive game I've bought for myself is Gunbird 2 for $80, and I'd say it was 100% satisfying. Yeah, man. That's a good deal. It is getting a little bit late here. I don't know if Saru has started his stream yet. I'm gonna try not to run over his if he, you know, hasn't already started, and I don't want to run through his whole stream because I want to watch it as well. But I will talk to you guys for a couple more minutes, you know, while we're here. Sorry, I switched to the wrong screen there for a second. But today has been a pretty big day for me, you know. I finally got, you know, a lot of the music gear that I've been trying to get for years. I've been a musician half my life, and most of that time I've been poor as fuck. And I'm lucky to even have the gear that I do have right now. And so I finally got a fucking awesome amp and some other stuff that I need, recording equipment, to be able to actually do what I want to do, you know. And I do want to do some music stuff on this channel as well. Before I end the stream, I want to ask you guys, I want to take a poll of this. I have some ideas about some stuff I want to do in the future on this channel. Music related, but also video game related. What would you guys like to see for cover songs, like video game covers? Especially something that can be like metal covers. You know, even if it's not metal, but it would sound metal if you played it metal. You know, stuff like that. If you have any ideas, let me know. I'm gonna write it in my sticky notes here, and I'll keep it in mind in the future for stuff like that. I've already got quite a few that I'm thinking about doing. Brandon Wall says Castlevania, of course. Yeah, we can't forget about that one. I just have to figure out which one I wanted to cover. And I know that Bloody Tears is the big one. You know, the one that everybody loves. I love that one as well. But I feel like I would pick a different one. Rover says, "Yeah, I was gonna say a few tracks from Castlevania." Brandon Wallace says maybe some of the Street Fighter 2 theme songs. That would actually be really, really badass. I'd like to see that too. Charlie says, Alucard to become the next God Metal. I don't know. We'll see. Rover said someone already did a metal version of Bloody Tears. Yeah, there's been a bunch of them. I've watched them on YouTube. There's some good ones, some pretty good ones, but hey, you know, anyone can add their own stuff to it as well, you know, or make a totally different version. I could do it. It's just, I think I would probably do it really differently if I was going to. GT Bickerman's here. What's up, dude? He says, yes, the big one. Brandon says, like Ken's levels. Yeah, that would be a good one. Charlie Ward says, have you heard the Brenta Floss Castlevania song? You should definitely watch it. No, I don't think I've seen that one before. I'll have to check that out. GT Bickerman says, Guile's theme and Ken's theme. I'll look into those, man. I'm keeping a mental note right now of the suggestions. I'm going to put them in my sticky notes too, though. Superboo says, I bought so many cheap games that turned out to be pretty disappointing that I don't remember the worst. You sound like me, dude, honestly. I know in the interview video that I had with Tom from Victory Pose Gaming, he asked me, what's the worst game you've ever played? And this was like a month ago, you know, when we shot that video. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I'm like, dude, I've been playing so many badass games, I think it's literally blocked out the fucking memories of the terrible, horrible games I've played in my life. And still to this day, even since then, I'm like, what is the worst game I've ever played? Because I honestly don't know. I can't remember. Rover says a metal version of Waltz of Pearls would be amazing. Yeah. Charlie says, seriously, you are a Castlevania fan. Definitely watch Rental Floss Castlevania video after the stream. It'll give you a good laugh. Yeah, I'll check it out. Brandon Wallace says some of the Devil's Crush music would be awesome. Yeah, that's very true as well. That would be a good thing to do. I've got some that I've been thinking about. So, and I think I've talked about this months and months ago in some previous streams that I did. But I would really like to do some of the Dodonpachi music because it basically is metal, but it's made for an arcade board. You know what I mean? So it can't have that complete, metal sound. I think I'd like to do some of the Dodonpachi tracks and stuff like that. And maybe even some stuff, from some other awesome shooters. The song that I keep playing all the time in these streams now, ever since I played Batsugun, now I play that Batsugun song all the time for that one boss battle. Because the first time I heard it, I fucking just about shit a brick. I fell in love with it, and I play it all the time now on the channel when I'm going for a break or sometimes at the end of the streams or whatever. You'll hear it again when I end the stream. The track I'm talking about. I'd like to cover that one because it's fucking amazing. Charlie says, White Zombie Supercharger Heaven. Could you play that? Yeah, dude, definitely. I've been a White Zombie fan for a long time. GT Biggerman says, yeah, Devil Crash music. There's a lot of shooters out there with great music. Yeah, definitely. For sure. I've thought about this before. Like, I don't know if I will ever make like a separate channel for music, but I might actually do that at some point. But I think, for this channel in particular, though, I think the video game type of covers and stuff would be great to put on this channel. GT Beakerman says, Metal Gunhead music. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. That would be great. Brandon Wallace says, Double Dragon 2 NES has some awesome music. May be hard to translate to guitar, though. Yeah. I'll look into it. I'm pretty creative. I can make it work somehow, I'm sure. I'll figure it out. I'm going to start putting these in my sticky notes because we're getting a few more kind of suggestions here. So I'm going to start making a note of it. Superboo says maybe some metal covers of some SNK games like the King of Fighters series. Yeah, there's some fucking awesome King of Fighters music. I agree. I definitely agree. And I kind of already know some of the ones I'd already want to cover. Give me just a second, guys. I'm writing Paprium as soon as I saw it pop up on the screen, GT Beakerman. There's some killer music in there. Sorry guys, I'm just typing all this stuff in here. This might take a second. Just making a note of everything, all the suggestions here. All right. Well, I've already got about 10 suggestions, so I think I'll that'll keep me busy for a while. So I definitely have those on the list. All of those are great choices. All the things that you guys suggested, and I really appreciate it. You know, now that I'm thinking about it too, like all these games, because I've played all of these too. Um, there's a lot of awesome stuff that could be done with a lot of the songs that you guys are suggesting. I'm sure Wings is here. What's up, dude? He says, cheers, man. It's a bit late. Let's go with Twisted Metal. I probably have to figure out which songs are not, because that soundtrack has a lot of Rob Zombie music and stuff like that in it. I'll probably have to figure out which tracks are not licensed, but there are some good like original songs in Twisted Metal as well. And I'm a huge fan of Twisted Metal at the same time. Got a few more suggestions here. Give me a second, guys. Brandon Wallace says maybe a mashup with all the songs from Punch Out combined. That's a pretty awesome thing. And I love a challenge. And I think that would be a pretty cool thing to mix all those together. That sounds like an awesome idea, dude. Thank you. The cutscenes from Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. Alright. Let's check this song out. GT Bickerman sent from Shinobi 3. I don't know why it does this, man. Every time I click on a link, from the chat, it says, "Oops, something went wrong." I don't know why it does that. Let's see. Open it up in a new window and see if that works. Nope. Well, I can search for it here. It'll just take a second. Sorry if the computer's lagging or whatever right now. Usually anytime I start doing anything else on the computer, it'll start kind of lagging. Yeah, it looks like there's already been some metal covers and stuff too. I have to check them out. Yeah, Shinobi 3 does have some awesome music as well. Um, that's one game we haven't streamed yet. I did get a chance to play it for probably about 30 minutes or so one night on the Satiator, so we'll have to check that one out again. Maybe stream that one night. But yeah, it definitely has some good music on it. Or wait, Shinobi 3, I'm thinking of the wrong game. That's on Genesis. Sorry about that. Ninja Gaiden level 2-2. Yeah, I'll check out all the ones that I don't know about. I'll definitely check them out after the stream. For some reason, the links aren't working right for me right now, but I'm about to end the stream anyways here in just a second. But I'll definitely check them out. I've got all these saved, all the suggestions that you guys made, so I'll definitely check them all out. And doing the covers, it's going to be a kind of a slow thing as well with that, so it's not something that I'll be able to like push out, all the time, but it's just something I'm interested in doing in the future. Maybe doing, some video game covers here and there for the channel. Superboot says Shinobi on the PS2. Yeah, that one does have some awesome music. I'd like to have that game again because I used to have it a long time ago. And for some reason I wasn't really doing too great at it at the time, but I'd like to play it again and try to get better at it. All right. Just put your latest suggestion in there, Charlie. Superboo says, you know about the webpage that Sorrow and Jesse uses to play game music, right? No, probably not, to be honest with you. GT Biggerman says, also check out the Ninja Gaiden 2 soundtrack. Alright, put that on the list. And so I've talked about this a couple times for you guys that weren't here earlier, so I finally have been able to get some decent music equipment and stuff like that. I've been trying to do this for years, and I've said this a lot. I'm a very creative person, always have been, and a lot of the shit that's been holding me back over the many years is either the money or the time or both. Most of the time, it's both. Well, I finally came into a little bit of money, and I bought a killer rig. I got a really good amp now, guitar amp. I got some recording equipment and stuff like that. I am gonna need other stuff. I don't have everything yet because, dude, you could spend fucking tens of thousands of dollars on music equipment all day, every day, and still not have enough. That's just the way it is. You're chasing the dragon. Even if you get everything you need, you're chasing the dragon after that. But I'm extremely happy to have done this today. I've been a musician more than half my life, and I've always had either little tiny practice amps that are not gig worthy or recording worthy, or I've had an amp that's screwed up and it only works half the time. So even if it was a really badass amp, it only works half the time. I got one in here right now. And so thankfully I was able to get something really awesome today. And so as soon as I end the stream, I'm going to be getting some things set up here because I've got everything home and I got ready for the stream. So I haven't really had much time to fiddle around with anything since I've got home. But gonna be playing around with that tonight, and I'm gonna watch the Saru stream. And I know he's been streaming for a while, so I don't want to go on for too much longer. GT Bickerman says, you bought the new PC? Not just yet. I'll check it again as soon as I get done with the stream, but it's the NZXT build that I was looking for. It went out of stock again, so I'm waiting for it to go in stock. And hopefully it will soon, because it did that once last week and then it came in stock again. So I'm still going to be looking at that as well. Just waiting for it to go back into stock. I was supposed to go to Best Buy today to get my copy of Bravely Default 2. And with everything going on and all the running I've done today, I didn't even have time to stop there before they closed. So I got to pick that up tomorrow. So I am actually going to look at some pre-built systems that Best Buy has, and if I can find something comparable to the NZXT streaming PC, then I may pick that up depending on what the price is and things like that. So I am going to look at those tomorrow. And Cotton Reboot was supposed to be here today, but I guess my zip code was wrong somehow. On the address, so I had to go in there and correct it, and they're going to deliver it, I think it said by March 1st, but hopefully they'll bring it tomorrow if DHL delivers on Saturdays. Subaru says, I'll send you a link in the Discord. Awesome, dude. Yeah, that'd be really useful. A website like that has, a bunch of game music, that'd be awesome. Charlie says, I can't play guitar, but I'm good with my organ. Hey, organs are awesome, dude. I love, piano type stuff as well. I learned guitar first, guitar and bass, and then I went to keyboard. And I've been looking at synthesizers and stuff like that today as well. I haven't found anything I've settled on yet, but I think I more want like basically, I guess you could say a vintage synth. I used to have a Kurzweil K2000 a long time ago that I absolutely love that synth. It's been used on fucking countless platinum records. It's amazing, dude. And Kurzweil, like every single sound in those synths are analog. They're all analog sounds. So that's one thing I love about Kurzweil. So, I mean, GT Biggerman says, I think he meant his organ. Well, he did say, in all seriousness, though, I can play piano quite good. I guess I did miss the joke in the beginning, though. GT Biggerman says, most of my shipments lately have been delayed. Charlie says, Cotton Reboot delayed. Is that from Strictly Limited? I ordered it from them. No, I got it from Amazon Japan, and it's not anything to do with them. It's DHL, the shipping service. They tried to deliver it here today. It just came out 2 days ago in Japan. They tried to deliver it here today, and it said that my zip code on the address was wrong, that they couldn't deliver it because I guess the address wasn't correct. So I had to go back in there on their website and actually change it to the right zip code, and hopefully I'll get it soon. If I would have got that today, that probably would have been this stream would have been Cotton Reboot, or Bravely Default 2. I guess it could have went either way, but the mood I was in tonight, wanting to play something arcadey, I probably would have went with Cotton Reboot. Yeah, I probably just wasn't paying enough attention to the joke, Charlie. Honestly. um, but yeah, guys, I'm pretty tired. I've been running all day, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream and try to get some of this music equipment set up. And if Star Wars is still streaming, then I'll see y'all on the Star Wars stream as well. And GT Biggerman says, I finally got one of my 4 shipments from Bai. They added FedEx to the shipper. Awesome, dude. I know you had a bunch of stuff that you were waiting on for a while, so I hope it's one of those. You know, one of the ones you've been waiting on. I should be here again tomorrow streaming something. I don't know what it's going to be just yet, but I should be back again with something else. But it is Friday. I hope y'all have had a great start to your weekend, and hope the rest of your weekend goes well. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow, and I hope y'all have a good night, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.